The book of Proverbs, chapter 21 and verse 20 says that a fool and his money will soon part. A fool and his money will soon part. The Bible also tells us to cast not our pearls among swine. The Bible also tells us, give not that which is holy to the dogs. The Bible seems to be telling us that we need to make wise decisions, and we must remember that we are stewards when it comes to our finance, our money. I'm using a peculiar theme of what I'm going to study today. And I hope that this lesson would be one that you would share with somebody that you know who has this problem. I want you to repeat after me. Honey, I love you. Please stop making a fool out of yourself. Honey, I love you. You put his name there, or you put her name there, or you may even need to use your own name. You might need to say, I love myself, and I need to stop making a fool out of myself. I'm looking today at the psychology of gambling. The psychology of gambling. Question: why do people go to and keep returning to the casino? Have you ever asked yourself that? Why do people go? 24 hours a day, they are there. 365 days out of the year, they are there. They were there all night last night. They're going to be there all night tonight. Some of them have been there 3 and 4 days. They went to sleep, sitting up in chairs, and woke up. They're walking around right now, hoping to find some tickets, or hoping to find some credits on the machine. So I want to ask the question again. Why do people go to and keep returning to the casino? First thing you're going to say is money. Okay. Next reason is, some of you all are going to say, because you can win. If you think money is the reason, or winning is the reason why people go to the casino, keep returning, the answer is wrong. Because keep in mind, you had money before you went to the casino. And you leave without money, but yet you keep returning when you get some more money. So money isn't a reason why you go to the casino, because it's a 99% chance when you leave, the money you had, you won't have it anymore. Winning is not the reason, because I've seen people, you've seen people, you have heard of people, even when they win, when you won, you didn't get up and leave. When you won, you continued to play and lost back what you won. People are doing that now. They do it every day. So money, nor is winning the reason why people continue to go to the casino. This is a topic I want to talk about because they're everywhere. Drive up and down the street, on the highway, you see the signs. Every time you turn your television on, every other commercial You hear the black lady on there saying, I am, you are, we are Caesars. In our home, on our computers, go into the store, and they don't have them in the back of the store. They have them now right up by the front door. Machines. Even in the airports, in some airports, you can see the machine. That means when you step off the airplane, you can go right to a machine. Or before you get on an airplane, you can stop by a machine. And you know what? You don't have to leave home now. On your telephone. Yeah, on your cell phone. You can play right there on your cell phone. So what is it that keep people throwing their money away? What is it? Why is it that people keep spending money what they don't have on something that they know they have not won, and chances are you will never ever win? Some people say, well, I go because of the complimentary perks. And they tell you, well, you know, I go because I get free meals, I get free gifts, I get free rooms, I can watch free shows. But the reality of the matter is, you can pay for a show, a room, a meal, and the t-shirts that they give you, the bags that they give you, the room, the shows, the meals, the gifts would not add up to half of what you have lost. You telling me that you lost $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 over a year to get a t-shirt, a room, a $35 meal? It's something to think about. The casino industry has created an environment that makes you feel welcome. There used to be a show come on television called Cheers. And they said, sometime you want to go where everybody knows your name. At the casino, they make you feel important. Young ladies walk around scrappy dressed. Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. What can I get for you? Do you need cigarettes? Do you need wine? Do you need a beer? What can I get for you, sir? They walk up, pat you on your back, rub your shoulders. Good to see you back. They make you feel so at home, and they know you by your first name. What you don't realize is everything has been created in a culture for you. The seats, the lights, the sounds, the buttons. There are no windows. There are no clocks. They don't want you looking out. You don't know if it's dark or light outside. They want you to lose all sense of time. The seats do not have sharp edges because they do not want the seats to cut and interrupt the blood flow of your legs so your legs won't go to sleep. The lights are there and they flash enough to get you excited. They hypnotize you and draw you in. That's all you see is the flashing lights. And even the sound of the casino as you walk through the doors. Isn't it amazing? You are hypnotized by the sound of the casino. The sound of the casino with people shouting, cheering, laughing, giving each other high fives, the corns, the machines, the bells, the whistles. All of this is designed to get you in the move. They have studied you. Whether you know it or not, they have spent almost $4 billion to study human behavior. They know that we are social creatures. So when we walk in and see everybody else playing, laughing, high-fiving, shouting, seeing people running back and forward to the ATM machine, standing in line to get their cards and their perks, they already know that monkey see, monkey do. It used to be a time they would pipe in the sound so that they would have a greater effect. The buckets were hollow so that when the coins would hit or strike the bucket, they would sound like the people were winning more than what they were. Logic tells you that I'm losing money by not playing my machine. Isn't that something? You at home, but yet you've already said that's my machine. On your way there, you're saying, I got to get to my machine. And some people have nerves enough to get mad when they get there and see somebody else sitting on the machine because they feel like that's my machine. I hope they don't hit on my machine. That's my machine. I could have made that hit. I could have got that jackpot. That jackpot should have been mine if they were not on my machine. I want to look at several things as I talk about this. Number one, I want to look at the cognitive features. Money doesn't quite mean the same thing in a casino as it do in your pocket. When you get in a casino, money becomes chips. It becomes tickets. Oh yeah, when you play the blackjack or poker, or when you play the roulette table, they take your cash and they convert it into chips. When you put your money in a machine, it does not register as dollar amounts, but as credits. You put in $100 bill and you have 20 credits if you're playing with 5, 10 credits if you're playing with $10. And the reason why they have the credits up there, it is easier to distort your view of what it really means. They know that it would be hard for you to put a $100 bill up there, or $500 bills on the table, and watch them being taken from you. It would be hard to put 10 $100 bills and see somebody snatching 100, 10 $100 bills from you at a time. They know that that would be hard. But if they put it in credit form, you don't look at it as money anymore. In your mind, you only look at it as credits. I want to look at the illusion of control. People do weird things. They act goofy. But what they don't realize, their superstition, their goofy behavior do not affect the outcome of the role. People bring dolls and they bring pictures. They rub the machine, they wax the machine. They have a certain way they press the button. Some people stand up and turn around 3 times, not knowing that none of these things will have a change on the outcome of the machine. If you win a couple of times in the beginning, you tend to feel good about this. And you start saying things like, I got skill. You start saying things like, this machine, man, this machine is hot. I told you it stay hot. This is my machine. This machine is on fire tonight. Look at my machine showing out. I got the touch. You even tell people, don't touch me, because if you touch me, my luck is going to rub off. People ask you for money, you say, I can't give you none of my bankroll, because if I give you something, it's going to cut my luck. Not knowing that the machine is already preconditioned, has already been set to hit or strike because of the computer. But yet you are under the illusion that you are in control. Here's something else I want to talk about. There are what they call pathological gamblers, and these are the worst ones. Pathological gambler is somebody who feel like they have skills. When they win, they'll tell you, I got skills. But when they lose, they'll tell you, it's just bad luck. They're very superstitious. They like to sit in a corner. They don't want nobody talking to them. They even get mad if you start looking at them while they are playing. They'll call security on you, not knowing that the superstition and the probabilities are poor. It has nothing to do with your skills. It has everything to do with a chip. I want to look at something they call bias evaluation. Bias evaluation is when they discount the losses. When they lose money, they are quick to say, oh, it's no big deal. I didn't need that. This is somebody who only focus on the wins. They'll tell you, oh yeah, I won. When did you win? I won last month. I won 2 months ago. I won last week. Okay, you won last week. What did you win? I won $500. But yet for 11 months you've been coming. You don't talk about all of the $500, all of the checks, all of the thousands, the house note, the phone bill, the car note, children clothing, children education, bills you could have paid off. They don't talk about that. But yet they talking about, I won. The optimists are more likely to play longer because they're very optimistic. They all leave saying the same thing. I will get them the next time. It's always the next time. Man, I was so close. And on the way home, they'll tell you, did you see those sevens almost line up? The progressive almost line up. If I had had another $100 bill, if I could have went to the ATM machine just one more time, if you had let me another $100, I could have got it. That's the optimist. This is the way they talk. There is something called the near miss. The near miss it is when the machine slows down right before it get to the line, or it goes right past the line. This is to make you think that the machine is getting ready to hit. It usually happens when you're down to your last 15, $7, or $3. And it's in your mind, if I can go to the ATM machine, if I can just put one more $100 bill in there, I get it this time. What you don't realize, the maker of the machine knows that this is really reinforcing things. So they designed the slot machine that they would come up with this disproportionately high numbers of near misses. They are betting that you won't leave that machine until you have lost every dime in your pocket. What you don't realize, when you don't win, when you get close to what you call winning, when the machine, when that 7 get right by the line and go past it, it induces something what we call cognitive regret. The cognitive regret is what you feel when something was so close, but it didn't happen. The cognitive regret is what B.F. Skinner back in the 1960s studied when he had the Skinner house. He had a test box of rats and pigeons, and they would peck at a button in order to get a peanut or a crumb, and they would peck, 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 peck. That pigeon, he would peck. After 5 pecks, he would get something. Then he would peck, peck, peck. He would peck 20 times, then he would get some. He would peck another 40 times with anticipation. He would get something. Then he would peck another 50 times to get something, and he would stay there all day long. And that's how it is with that machine. When you put your $100 bill in there, 10% comes off of the top. So after you have put your $100 bill in there, around that 10th or 11th time, they give you what they call a reinforcement hit. And that's with a little cherry. You get $5 or 5 credits. And you see those 5 credits, and then it goes, not knowing that you're going to go around about 20 more times, it's going to give you 5 more. Well, now you had 85 credits, and it's going to go around another 20 times or another 30 times, and it's going to give you another reinforced hit. This time it may give you $10, but keep in mind you now have 60. Then it's going to go around another 10 times or another 20 times and give you another reinforced hit, give you $5. Now you're down to $25. And just like that pigeon, just like that rat, you keep sitting there pecking, 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 pecking. And if you could, you would stay there. You would not eat, you would not drink. You with your cigarette, with your beer, with your wine and your machine, you in your own little world. Maybe this is why they call people who are simpletons, they call them pigeons. A pigeon drop. You like a rat in a maze. Allow me to stop right now and remind you, this is why I call my message today, honey, I love you. Stop making a fool out of yourself. Repeat after me, honey, I love you. Put your husband name there. Put your wife name there. Put your son name. Put your parent name there. Honey, I love you. And if you don't have nobody to tell you, I'm telling you. from the depths of my innermost, from my soul. Man, I love you. Girl, I love you. Woman, I love you. I love you. As old as you are, you got gray hair, you have retired, you're on a fixed income. Look at all what you have lost this year. Look at what you lost last year, 5 years, 10 years. You walking around here on a crutch, on a walking stick, in a casino, on a wheelchair, on a scooter, and you around here can barely walk. Can't hardly see where you're going. You're already sick. You need medicine. You on medication. And yet, the little money what you got, you just throwing it away like a pigeon, like a rat. Honey, I love you. Stop making a fool out of yourself. Now, let me answer the question. I asked you the question, why do people keep going to and returning to the casino? There are 3 reasons. Write this down. They go because of anticipation, expectation, and imagination. They don't go because of money, because they had money before they went there. They don't go there to win, because even when they win, they don't get up and leave. They give that back. But what keep you in that seat? What keep you coming? What have you there at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning? What have you in there on an oxygen tank, in a wheelchair, on a crutch, on a walking stick, on a scooter? What have you there in the snow? What have you in there, shaking and jittery? Are these 3 things: anticipation, expectation, and imagination. It's all in your mind. They tell us now that people who are hooked, who are addicts, have a brain disorder. The same pleasure, that dopamine, the same dopamine that is released when someone is on crack, when someone is using cocaine, heroin, when someone is getting high, that same dopamine is the exact same feeling that they get when you are experiencing anticipation, expectation, and imagination. The stimulation of the brain. It stimulates you before you even get there. Before you get there, you can see yourself while you're at home thinking about, I got to get to my machine. If I can just get down there. While you're driving on the highway, if I can just get there. You running red lights, if I can just get to my machine. You get out the car, leave your car unlocked. Some people get out the car, leave the trunk open. They hit the wrong button and leave the trunk open on their car. They leave their purses in the car. The only thing they want to do is just get to that machine. Anticipation, expectation, and imagination. People talk about the zone. It's when you lose all consciousness of where you are. You're so caught up in the zone that you don't even know your children's name when you get in that zone. And some people have gotten angry even when they hit, because when they're in the zone, they are away from reality. But when they hit, they have to come out of the zone to sign the ticket. People looking at you, people cheering for you, and individuals get nervous and upset because they had to come out of that, out of what they call, quote, unquote, the zone. The zone, a dissociative trance. It's a trance-like state in which they are so focused on playing that nothing or no one else matter. They don't care about their husband. They don't care about their wife. They don't care about their job. They don't care about paying no bill. All reality ceases. Individuals have been known to fight, husbands and wives, friends fight at the casino. What you touch me for? What you talking to me for? Why are you bothering me? I could have won if you hadn't been messing with me. This is the talk of a pathological gambler who is in that zone. When you drink so much, they call it blackout. But when you're in this zone, they call it a brown out. When you're in your zone. Let me stop and say, honey, I love you. When are you going to stop making a fool out of yourself? If you're listening to this video with somebody who needs to hear it, you ought to tell them right now, hug them, wrap your arm around them and tell them, honey, I love you. You need to stop making a fool out of yourself. The levers that the rats push look like the buttons on the slot machine. Many would push it until they would die. The rat would push it. He would deny himself food, water. If left uncontrolled, he would push it all night until the next morning the scientists would come in there and see the rat dead. And this is why we hear about so many people. They get caught up in the zone and they lose so much. They go up to their hotel rooms and commit suicide. Or they go and get on the bridge and jump off in the Red River. Or they take a gun and blow their brains out. Repeat after me again. Honey, I love you. Stop making a fool out of yourself. These are the excuses that some people use. It's my money. I'm not bothering anybody. I'm not hurting anybody. When the reality of the matter is you're hurting people who love you, people who look up to you, people who are your proteges, people who think more of you. Your wife may not say nothing, but you're hurting her. Your husband may not say nothing, you're hurting him. Your children may not say nothing, but what they really want to say is, Mama, we love you. We hate to see you like this. We hate to see you, Daddy, like this. You our granddad. We hate to see you like this. And I hear somebody saying, well, you know, I'm grown. And I do what I want to do. When you're grown, you take responsibility. You pay your bills. You make wise financial decisions. Many keep coming because of the reinforcement of the past, meaning they are chasing their losses. They're trying to get back. If I could just get back what I lost last week, last month. If I could just get back what I lost last weekend. Reality check, you won't get it back. You'll never get back what you lost last year or years that have gone by. I say again, honey, I love you. Man, I love you. Don't you think it's about time you stop making a fool out of yourself? A gambler addict called by the APA is a pathological gambler. Have you ever added up the cost? And when I say cost, I'm not talking about monetary, but look at the cost that some people pay when they are pathological gamblers. They have lost their families. You'd be surprised of the divorces that have happened. Their spouses. People have lost their homes. They have lost their businesses. People have lost their jobs. They lost their cars. All their credit cards are maxed out. They are overdrawn in their bank account. They owe everybody in town. They can't pay anybody. Don't nobody trust them. People don't trust you because it's hard to trust somebody who is out of control. People have no confidence in you when you are a pathological gambler. Some people are so obsessed with gambling. This was something I had never thought about. Some people wear depend diapers so that they can set for 36 hours. Some folk go to the casino on Friday and stay there till Sunday. And they wear their diapers so they don't have to get up off their machine. My. I want you to repeat something after me. Anything that you can walk away from, you have control of it. Anything you cannot walk away from, it has control over you. Now, if you don't remember nothing else I said in this video, repeat that. I hope you'll type that. Matter of fact, if this video is a blessing to you, I want you to text me right now and share this with somebody. Anything that you can walk away from, you control it. What you cannot walk away from, it controls you. And that can be smoking, that can be drinking, that can be drugs, whatever it is, sex addiction, pornography, whatever it is, gambling, whatever it is. Whatever you can't walk away from, it has control over you. Let me wrap this up. Do you not know there are 4 types of gamblers? You have the action gambler, the recreational gambler, the escape gambler, and the pathological gambler. The action gambler is somebody when they bet the highest denominations. When they bet, they go all in because they believe that when I hit, I want to get the max. So that means every time they push the button, they playing max, 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 because they are trying to recoup or win the grand. They're trying to win the jackpot, the progressive. Then you have the recreational gambling. This is somebody when family come into town, their friends come in and they, let's go down and get something to eat. And after we finish eating, we'll go over and we'll just, play a little bit. That's the recreational gambler. But then you have the individual, the escape gambler. This is somebody who has a psychological problem. They are hurt. Maybe they're on bad terms with the old lady, with the old man, bad terms with their children. They feel like don't nobody care, don't nobody understand them. They're dealing with the death of a family. They are hurt. They are scarred emotionally. They feel like society does not accept them. So therefore, they come down and to take their mind off of what they're going through, they go get on a machine, get them a cigarette, get them a beer, and they get off into their own world. They use gambling to escape the realities of life, not knowing that when you have played the last dollar and come back to this world, come back to reality, your problems are still right there. And then you have the pathological gambling. This is the worst one. This is somebody who just do not care. They are so caught up and so consumed, you can't tell them nothing. They will not listen. They're argumentative. They get angry with you. They have pawned the TVs, what else I want to say? The stereo, the computers. They have wasted their child's college fund. They have went into their retirement. They don't have a dime in their pocket. And they find themselves doing things, even necessary, illegal things to get money. They just live to get enough money so that they can go back down because they are chasing their losses. It's locked in their subconscious mind that this is something I got to do. They would rather gamble than eat, than drink. They have their priorities in the wrong place. And this is why I made this video, because you'd be surprised of the preachers. That's what I said, preachers and deacons and so-called apostles and bishops and choir members, Sunday school teachers, church folk. Honey, I love you. Stop making a fool out of yourself. You'd be surprised of the grandparents and great-grandparents, educators, people who have PhD degrees, CEOs of companies, sports figures. They are already millionaires, but because they have slipped into the underbelly of this dark world, pathological gamblers, and they gamble everything away. And when they have nothing else, they are still pecking like that pigeon trying to get something else. Listen, you can't have addiction without an interaction between a subject and an object of activity. In this case, technology. And let me tell you, you cannot win against this technology. This is what I said. The gambling institution has done such a great job of funding in the direction that fuses and forces individuals to come in at every expense. Everything around the gambling industry, from the commercials, the billboards, the TV commercials, the radio commercials, when you walk in, the servants, the chairs, the flashing lights, the sounds, everything you see is geared to get you in that seat, to get you to be there for what they call TOD. T-O-D. T-O-D. That's what they are thinking about. T-O-D. Somebody say, well, what is TOD? Time on the device. Time on device. You think they look at you as a friend? You think they look at you as a buddy? No, they looking at you as TOD. Time on the device. The longer you stay on the device, the more money you're going to put in that device, and the more they know that they can win. My closing. How can you help someone that is a pathological gambler? The gambler has, number one, to admit that they have a problem. Folk can pray for you. Your mama can talk to you. Your wife can beg you. Your husband can plead with you. They can put you in a hospital. But until you make your mind up, when you get out the hospital, you're going to go right back. You have to make your mind up that enough is enough. You won't be able to do this here one day, not even a week, because you're going to have setbacks. You may go a week and something will happen, something will trigger you. Somebody will call you, hey man, let's go down. Hey girl, let's go hang out for a little while. And you'll find yourself back in that seat. This is something that you get a victory for one day at a time. One day, and then a week, and then a month, and then a year. And even then, you have to be careful. Paul said, whenever I try to do good, evil is always present. Listen at this story, and then I'll be done. This is what a gambler said at a Gambling Anonymous meeting. And I quote, "It starts while I am on my way to the casino. I'm driving my car, but in my mind, I'm already walking around to find my machine. In the parking lot, the feeling gets stronger. And by the time I get inside, I'm halfway there in the zone. Once I put my money in and hear the sound, the lights of the atmosphere, it takes me to another world. Once I hear the sound of the machines as I walk through the door, I'm in another world." So now, ladies and gentlemen, I love you. I love you with all my heart. The only thing I'm asking you to ask yourself, don't you think that you need to stop making a fool out of yourself? As I conclude, let me give you this number here. If you know somebody need help, or if you need help, call 1-800-522-4700. 800-522-4700. Again, 800-522-4700. This is the gambling problem hotline. Only God can break that stronghold over your life. And let me say this before I go forward. I'm not judging anybody. Not trying to talk you down. Matter of fact, the reason why I'm talking to you is because I love you and I'm trying to help you. Can I talk about anybody? No. The Bible said we all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. But when you learn better, you ought to try to do better. And I shared this video. Maybe one of my members might hear this and say, you know what? He was talking about me. Maybe somebody might hear this and say, you know what? This is a new year for me. I need to stop making a fool out of myself. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, I thank you for this message tonight. I pray that somebody was helped. I pray that the people would leave a comment. I pray that somebody will share this with a loved one that they know that's going through and dealing with a serious problem. No one is exempt. We all are creatures, and we all can get caught up sometime. But when we learn better, we can do better. It's up to us to take that first step. I pray somebody will be delivered when they hear my message tonight. And I pray that they will watch this not just one time, but over and over and over again. And the next time they be tempted to go down or take their car note money or their check down, I hope they'll think about what I just said. Honey, I love you. I need to stop making a fool out of myself. I'm Aura Lenoid Moore. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I hope this was a blessing to you. If it was, send this video to somebody. Send it to them right now. Leave a comment. Text me and let me know if this has been a blessing to you. Take care. Honey, I love you. Stop making a fool out of yourself.